And welcome back to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we continue on with Horrors from the Depths. Our party finds themselves abandoned on an isle where things are not going the way they expected, and much is, well, not so nice, as to say. But before we figure out how they are to try to escape this island, we need to figure out what they've been up to. Today, Sandow is going to tell us what they've been up to. Sandow, go ahead.
So, where we last left off, the party was venturing deeper into the mushroom forest, where they eventually encountered a thick miasma of fog. As they were going through, everyone was doing pretty well, but some of their extra, I believe their extra protections from the fruit they were eating started fading away. Everyone was doing well except for Sandow, who started to choke for some reason. Eventually, that was remedied after a lengthy discussion where they eventually got him to actually eat the fruit. They continued on, um, and sorry if I'm missing something in the middle, but eventually got to a point where uh, they observed a group of um, pixies and satyrs around a circle where they summoned a demon. Then they proceeded to kill and eat the demon,
Small horde
and
of
then
demons.
sorry.
Small horde of demons, but yes.
Oh yeah, small horde of demons. They killed and ate them, and then the boys went over to inspect and talk to them while the girls stayed back and were uh, casting detect magic to kind of figure out what was going on. From the conversation we had with them, we found out that this is like they claim that this is some sort of like birthplace of magic or something along the lines of that. Um, and that the island itself is actively trying to consume everything that's on everything that's on it. So anything that dies will quite quickly get sucked into the ground and be consumed by the mushrooms around it. Uh, to find the wood that they need to sail away, um, we have to find. I believe he was called the Emerald Sage,
Sapphire.
something like that. The Sapphire Sage. Yes, that sounds better. Find the Sapphire Sage somewhere in the forest. But before we went off to our adventure, uh, they quickly were like, you know what? We gotta eat you guys. And then they fought us. We defeated them. And now we are going back to the boat. That's what I remember.
We are going back to the camp and we are
Yes.
carrying an injured passenger with us. Won't go
Oh
fast.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we
Well, yeah,
also
fast.
found we also found a pixie that looks like those fey nasty fellas injured for their ritual.
I believe they wanted to eat Sandow. They were looking at you like a snack, bro.
I mean, I'm a cut of lean beef. Oh, what can I say?
I think they were trying to eat all of us, not just Sam.
Probably all of us. Yes.
Well, what made Finn attack is because I think Cece said they looked at you like a steak or said something like that, and that's when I was like, okay, they're gonna try to eat us.
Well, they were looking at you through like a snack and we were just like, God damn it, the boys are in
I
trouble.
I remember Sandow asked where they got the blood for that ritual, and then they're like, well. And then they tried to eat us.
And then you proceeded to be like, hey, do you need any help with something? And they're like, oh yeah, you could help with something. Give us your blood.
It's like, well, how much?
It's starting to come back to me now. Yeah.
They pulled a turbo granny and asked us for our banana.
So, We return to the party after they have made their way all the way back to camp, leaving the strange mushroom forest behind them once again. The party is injured, but still standing. What would y'all like to do as y'all make it back to camp?
I'm damn near bleeding out, so Finn's just gonna try to keep a steady pace to keep up with everybody, but keep a lookout on behind us.
Cassie's still kind of like holding the injured like Faye in the bundle, essentially while they're making it back to camp.
Y'all have made it to camp.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
we're at camp. I thought you
Yes.
said we were going
Okay.
to camp.
Yeah,
You are
so
at
we're
camp.
traveling there still. We're
Yeah,
at camp.
You are at camp.
At camp.
At camp.
Finn's just gonna find an open cot and try to get some sleep real quick.
Y'all do not have cots.
Oh, damn. Oh, we're at camp, not at the ship. I thought we were going to the ship. That was the new camp.
That's gonna be a little bit of traveling for us that have no HP.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't want
That's why
to
y'all went
go
to the
through.
camp.
Yeah, because we
Alright.
knew at least. Well, we could either try to go over to where the ship is, or we could try to rest here for a bit and then go over to the ship.
I need
Well,
at least a short rest.
I
think we
know.
were hoping if we're able to like set it up to at least long rest here so everyone can get back health and spell slots, things like that before making it over. I thought, excuse me, sorry. Goal was long rest here, get ourselves back to health, possibly chat with that pixie some if it wakes up or I can't remember if it was male or female or if we knew or if it mattered. And then I believe we were going to try and go find this sapphire stage to be able to repair the ship so we could all get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah,
So,
Arcane is alright with that.
Personally, I would recommend we probably do a short rest here and then try to get to the ship before taking a long rest. Because there is still that one pixie that got away, and we're in the middle of these or close to these mushroom woods away from the rest of our group, and we don't know how many of those people are actually out there. It'd be
I would
safer to be
slightly
at the
argue
ship.
back. I would give one just argument back that Finn and Cassie and Arcane have been here for like well over a week and have been good at camp resting, like taking shifts and watching out for things. And if we do go back in a battle, just so you know, like if we try and go to that ship and there's a fight there or anything, your healer has one spell slot left. And so if people go down, I'm not going to be any help in any way, shape, or form,
That's
unless I get a long
understandable.
rest in.
Yeah, Cassie
So-
needs a long rest as well.
I'm just what's going through my head is just they didn't know you guys were here until now, probably, and now they know we're here. So I'm just thinking safety in numbers.
I
'Cause we
think
have
as long
more
as
people on the ship.
we have one person keeping a lookout, I think we should be fine for taking a little cat nap.
There is just a look.
What?
Because she's a cat.
Oh. Well, was that
I'm over
bad?
here actively coughing up
Fit-
blood.
Yeah, Finn's over here laughing and coughing up blood too. When he said that.
I think we
I
all
will
need
say
a rest.
Arcane will default. Arcane will default with if the party goes short or long, but I just want, like that, she's not gonna have spell slots and just like above the
Yeah,
table, she's not gonna have anything to help if
not
there's a
against
fight
that.
at all.
Because Christopher has a gut feeling that he might only have one spell slot remaining as well. You know?
Oh, Cassie's looking at her.
I don't
Still
see why we don't
pretty
just take a
like-
long rest here. If that's easy. And then we'll decide if we should go to the ship or continue on from here, because then we're going to have to backtrack if we go to the ship. They go to the sap
The last time-
file, whatever.
Yeah. Last time Finn, Cassie, and Arcane were on that ship, there was a massive battle. They all got chucked overboard and ended up like stranded on an island. for a while eating fruit. So I think, yeah, I don't know if they feel it's like Arcane would probably not feel the ship's like the safest place in the world, but
Right now.
yeah, whatever
Yeah.
the party decides.
I mean, I agree with the least resting at the camp. Probably a long
Mhm.
rest before we do anything. The beach has been a much safer place.
We just have a lookout.
Hmm.
I'm down with taking first watch if anyone needs
I'll take
take a
middle.
nap more than others.
Yeah, I'll take middle so I get at least a short rest in.
What are you going to do with the pixie while y'all begin to rest?
How big is the pixie?
Couple inches.
I would say whoever is on shift should have a watch over the one in the bundle.
Is she bleeding
That
out
sounds
or?
fair.
No, she's stable
Alright.
at the moment.
Do you guys want me to put some manacles on her?
The
Just in
manacle
case.
is bigger than her.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
She's
Does,
about
I think she'd crawl out of it.
She's about 6.5 inches tall.
Six
it's
and a
like
half inches
Tinkerbell.
tall?
Tinkerbell. Think of Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Is what I got in my head. Yeah.
Hmm.
If you have like a piece of string, I think that would probably do it.
Anyone got a lantern?
I don't. Why don't whoever's on watch? I mean, we want to try and keep ourselves rotating to where we do the best long rest possible. So how about whoever's watching just hold the little bundle as long as they can be trusted not to cause any harm to the little pixie, because the pixie might not be a bad pixie. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Could eat us and I'll sleep. No, I'm playing.
I agree with Arcane on this. I know I made that statement a little bit ago, but
Nonetheless, while we're all talking about this, I'm just gonna be pulling out my bedroll and laying it on the floor.
Oh, must be nice.
fancy.
So, which way are y'all taking watches? There's 4 watches to take.
And I was in the first watch. I'll take the second one.
Yeah, so you can probably take the third one.
Take the
Arcane would be fine to
fourth.
take the fourth.
I guess I'll
I'll
take
let-
final watch.
I was gonna
Only
say
4.
let Arcane take it, just in case the pixie wakes up by then. She might have the most calmest demeanor.
Alrighty.
Almost like Cassie's worried about Christopher with the pixie.
Well, it's not like I openly stated that I was going to murder Faye the next time I saw them, along with demons.
Well, so first watch, Sandown, nothing really happens. It's mostly quiet.
Okay.
It stretches on into the night. Just you hear strange noises from the forest, but nothing other than that.
All right. Sandow's trying to knit a very small shirt as this is going on.
Out of what?
Scraps of his
Robe.
out of his robe. He regularly re-sews it back together, so it's taking a little bit of sleeve.
Fair. But you managed to pass it over to Fenrir, I believe, yes?
Yep.
It'll be
Then-
me and Loki watching, so I get to cheat. I'm not gonna lie.
Fenrir, Loki just takes a nap in your nap in your lap. He's
Okay.
just like, yay. He's perfectly content. He's found you. He's got what he wanted, and he's good.
Got it.
Oh, excuse me. As the night goes on for you, Fenrir, you hear something different. You once again hear the laughter of children. And in the dark, you feel like they are dancing just out of range.
Well, I'm not Sandel, so I'm not going to follow him.
Look,
But I'm going to take note of that.
They're here, they're here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 6 new people. What are they going to do? I don't know. I think they're dangerous. Wait. What is that? Is it a 7th? No. It's one of us. A pixie? No. A traitor? Interesting. That's the last thing you hear from them.
Oh, so they did call him a traitor. Okay.
They said a traitor, not the traitor.
So there's a group of traitors? Okay, thank you for that.
Whether or not it would mean it in the plural or they're making guesses, you're not sure.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But, we move on. That's about all that happens during your watch. Do you tell anything to Chris? He wakes up.
Oh,
You mean
I thought-
Cassie?
yeah,
Oh,
Cassie,
Cassie.
I would let her know that I heard the kids and they were wondering if the 7th of us is the traitor, and I'll look at the pixie that I put in her hand.
She'll kind of just take a nod, just soaking in the information.
And he's just going to go to sleep.
She'll just get ready and just go take the watch.
Probably fight with Loki about
Loki.
cuddling. Yeah.
You don't even have to. That motherfucker's been asleep the whole damn time.
Even when they're talking, damn.
Yeah,
He's sleep. Alright,
they were talking pretty low.
Dog.
got it.
His ear twitched when he's just kind of asleep across your belly.
Got it.
Sprawled out dog.
I'll just be keeping my ear out.
You feel... You don't hear anything. See, you feel something. You don't know where, but you're almost certain throughout most of your watch something is watching you from the dark. It never makes a sound. Never breathes a sigh, never says a word. But you know it's out there somewhere. It's watching.
I'm just kind of just scanning much as she can with that information. Was that it for the watch?
That's all that happens.
I'll let Arcane know what happened between Fenrir's and Mai's and Cassie's watch. There was noises, children speaking earlier that Fenrir had pointed out, and there's a feeling of something watching us within the forest or the surroundings.
Arcane
Can't
would
figure
definitely
out where.
take note. Yeah, she'd take note and say, "Thank you so much for letting me know. You try and get some rest, and I'll keep an eye out on everything, and definitely
Oh.
holler if something happens."
And here's the bundle. Gives Arcane said
yeah.
bundle.
What would you like to do as you're resting, Arcane? Or not resting, as you're on watch?
definitely be kind of just keeping our senses open and, as always, trusting that like our goddess will provide. But kind of just keeping an eye on the pixie. I know if it was mentioned, maybe if Sandow made clothing for the pixie or that, and probably make a couple notes that she once again thinks she needs to learn how to either make clothing better. She's probably okay with it, but figure out a way to help Sandow with his clothing situation if he's constantly busting out of them, and just kind of keeping an eye on everything around and listening to see if anything changes or hears any more of what Cassie felt or heard what Finn heard.
You don't hear anything per se, but after the hours begin to whittle by, the sun starts to come back up. Once again, bathing the isle in light, and you do notice something sticking out of the sand a little ways away from camp. It is the missing weapons of the party. The ones that were lost when you were thrown overboard. Because there's still a few weapons that have been left behind.
She wouldn't leave her watch to go get them until everyone was done with the long rest, but would definitely be keeping an eye on them to like make sure they don't disappear. That makes sense, because she doesn't want to risk the party being exposed by not having a watch on them.
Fair. You make it through the rest of your watch, the sun rising higher and higher. And soon enough, the rest of the party is waking, fully rested.
First thing she would say while holding the little bundle of pixies, she would say, she'd point out Cassie, and I'm not sure if this is Christopher or Sandow, if they had weapons at all, but I know Arcane, Cassie, and Finn don't have all of theirs, so she would point and say where it is and let them know that the weapons appeared on the beach while she was on her watch, and point out so they can go to get them.
Well, Cassie does technically have her two rapiers. She's just borrowing one of the short swords because the other rapier is currently bent and in need of repair.
And I'm guessing none of my arrows showed up that I'm missing, right?
Oh no, they're all stuck out into the ground in a row.
Like someone put them now.
Oh yeah, all of them are driven point first into the ground. The soft sand
Wow, what a
bursting
coincidence.
Arcane, how about your weapon? No, you're still missing it.
the weapons do form a semicircle around the party leading to the beach. Almost as if somebody built a wall. Not a very good wall. Doesn't have slats or anything, but
Wall of all weapons just between them. Got it.
Does it read like it was? You said a wall. Does it read like someone did it, like almost to like give protection with weapons randomly, or did they like? Does that make sense? Or
effectively,
if they did like a wall, it feels
somebody. You're not really sure what they were doing, but somebody drove the bottom of each weapon into the sand to make a barrier almost. There's not enough because there's nothing in between the weapons, and you can just walk to and throw from it, but it's a definite line that forms a semicircle, not facing the island, but facing the sea.
would be somewhat concerning, right? That on a watch where people are kind of heightened paying attention, this was done without anyone, like without her noticing at all. You know what I mean? She might be a
I
little
guess it would
concerned about it.
It was further enough back as well that none of the individuals with dark vision would have been able to see them do it.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense then.
It was about 80 feet out, so the one guy that would have been able to see, Christopher, slept all day.
I
Oh,
could see
kinda.
it actually too, because I have the same thing. But I was gonna say, how about 130 out?
Yeah. But Fenrir saw nothing.
I'm guessing
guess
it's more so
they-
because we're facing the mushroom rather than looking out towards the sea.
Oh, it was done when I was
Narrative,
asleep.
narratively speaking.
So the party has
guess
awoken. What
I
would
know
you...
Arcane.
Or go ahead, Arcane, sorry.
I say Arcane would get. No, that's okay. I was gonna say Arcane would collect her weapon and bolts for crossbow if they're there, and then um, try and pass on anything for her watch, or that way try and I can't even speak. I'm so sorry. Try and get everyone on the same page of what happened on all the watches, right? So we're all at least aware of what happened, and I'm assuming the pixie's still just kind of asleep in a little bundle.
Yep.
Uh, she would ask Cassie if Cassie wants to hold the pixie again, or say she can hold it, whatever makes Cassie happy. But Cassie seems to have a protective instinct.
Sure, I'll hold on to the bundle. And she'll also just collect her stuff and just crossbow bolts in her crossbow, presumably.
My arrows.
Oh, hey guys, I've had this trident on me this whole time.
That's the
Uh,
marker that you pulled out of the sand.
yeah. Would any of you be able to actually use this? I don't know how to use one of these things.
Well, that's for fishing, right?
Well, I mean,
Mm,
it could be.
Hmm. I'm more of a fishing rod man myself.
I believe it's a two-handed weapon. Won't do very well for myself.
For a little
Let's
while,
see.
Cassie, you feel the pixie start to shift in your hands. Pause, I guess.
And I'm just gonna go over to Arcane with it. Like, not really saying anything yet, but I'm presuming Arcane could probably notice right away. It's like,
Jane would probably try and take a look to see if Pixie's awake or anything's going on, or if it looks super hurt or about to fight.
It looks like they're starting to wake up
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
as Christopher slaps her with a spell. I identify the pixie as a pixie.
I can't even do identify right now, so it's fine.
Gotta find that pearl. So Christopher just slaps them, apparently. Kidding.
I don't
Good
think
morning.
they would have allowed him to slap the pixie.
Enjoy my -1 damage from
I
that
will
slap.
just bat
You
away
heal
his
them.
hand.
You healed him.
Well, actually, it's 0, but
I thought it was minimum of 1 damage. I thought that's how that was.
I don't
it's
think so.
1 plus strength modifier.
But the damage is minimum 1. We're not gonna get into that.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's just funny to say 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what would y'all like to do as the pixie is starting to wake? Tie them up, throw them in the water, bury them?
Does everyone notice the pixie waking up, or is it just Cassie and Arcane at this point?
Cassie's the only one that actually noticed. Whoever Cassie tells. Up to them.
I'll probably note it to Elise Fenner and Sandow. Because Cassie would remember Christopher basically saying he's gonna kill the next one he sees.
Oh, when it gets up, ask if they want this T-shirt that I made. Then I hold
you
up
put
a
on it?
T-shirt that's being worn on my finger.
I'll kind of just look at it, kind of grab it with two of my fingers, the clothing item. Just be like, okay then. Mentally. Does it look like it's probably too big for the pixie nonetheless?
A little bit.
She'll grow into it probably.
Looks like she could use it as a dress, though.
Yeah. Just imagining one of those like oversized like hoodies or something.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Well, we could probably walk and talk on our way back to the ship if we want to do that.
I suppose we could do that. Just figured, given the nature of how these pixies talk, I would at least be more inclined to help translate, other than if they just speak in common. But I don't think the first thing you do when you wake up is just start suddenly talking a secondary language you don't know as well as your first. But that's just me.
Does anyone know what language a pixie speaks?
Usually Sylvan.
Sylvan? And we have at least
Oh,
a couple of
Sylvan.
people who speak
Yeah,
Sylvan.
I was gonna say, Finn would have put up like they were speaking Sylvan when we. And I would speak well, I would start saying hello to the pixie in Sylvan, so I can talk
Alvin.
myself to the. Elvish or Sylvan, whatever
We're
one.
gonna
I
take
have both.
redneck Sylvan, deep wood Sylvan
Perfect.
today.
That's not.
Besides Sylvan.
This be my brother cousin. There, Satyr.
But I think we're kind of just waiting for the pixie to wake up, unless we are marching along.
Does the party
I
want to
guess
start
kind
moving,
of
or are they gonna wait?
people.
I would wait to talk
Yeah.
to see what she knows before we start making a decision. All information is good before you make a decision.
Yeah.
Did Finn share with us, or Cassie, like, did it all get shared that you heard what you assume were other pixies calling this one a traitor?
Yes, that's what I exactly was.
Yeah,
Other pixels.
Cassie would have shared that information with you.
The children of the corn guys is solved. I mean, children of the mushrooms is solved as pixies.
Which is
Okay.
worse.
Yep. Pixies of the mushroom.
Shroom
Children
children.
of the shroom. Just start hearing, what was that movie?
But are y'all deciding to move or remain in place while the pixie waits?
Probably remain in place. It would probably be more jarring on the move. That's my opinion, though.
Alright.
I already said we should wait to see what she says before we make a decision on ship or the other place we're going.
Sando.
We'll wait. We'll try to if we try to help her wake up a little bit, I'm sure it won't take too long.
Just juggle her. She'll wake up.
Just like poke her shoulder, or like something like this, and he kind of gets a little bit closer and starts whispering something in Giant. I don't speak Sylvan, but es finalse. He starts using all the languages he knows to try to wake her up.
Anything from Arcane?
Arcane would probably tap Sando on the arm and just say, honey, I think she's gonna just take a little bit longer to wake up. If we just maybe let her wake up kind of naturally, she might be a little bit less scared of some beings who are a whole lot bigger than her. Is that okay?
It's fine.
And Arcane would just kind of hang back and let Finn and Cassie handle speaking with her if she speaks Sylvan, because that is not a language that she knows.
I'll guess I could translate for you. Yeah.
Cassie, you see the pixie is really starting to move and is pushing themselves up off your palm a little bit, moving into a sitting position. And there's a second where they look around and kind of pat the furry paw before looking up at you. And you see these pretty glowing eyes before you hear a small eep, tiger! And then suddenly they disappear.
I'll just start speaking in
I
Sylvan.
I have
Maybe.
blind sight. I have blind sight, so does that come in handy right now?
Oh yeah, you feel them for a second. They're moving.
I'll keep just saying, hey, we'll come in. We're not trying to hurt you in Selvin as I look at them. I'm not gonna chase them though.
Wait, there's a tiger?
You see them, Fenrir, jet off just away from Cassie before crashing into the ground. You can see the sand kick up.
Okay, we'll
I'll
just
point to
kind
the
of like
sand for Cassie and be like,
gently
Hang on.
kind of move.
Fenrir, finish.
oh no, I was just gonna say I'll point out to Cassie where is it at and let her know that it just crashed.
Go ahead, Cassie.
Cassie will kind of just like gently move over there, just not making any sudden movements. You know what I mean? Just slowly going over there and speaking in Sylvan. We're not here to harm you. We brought you here because we saw you were injured.
I need a
What?
deception check from Christopher over there. And a persuasion check from Cassie. Christopher's hiding his bloodlust pretty well.
Persuasion. Hold on. Oh boy.
At least
I will also point out the Eep Tiger was in common, not silver.
Okay, didn't know that.
If it was, go ahead, Cassie.
I should still speak that matter in Sylvan before also speaking in common once again, just in case.
Oh, there's a
Usually
wolf too.
time.
No wolves, no wolves, no wolves! So you
I'm
can
not
see
a
the
tiger.
sand getting pushed away as it looks like they're trying to crawl away. You still can't see them.
There's a wolf now?
yeah, I was gonna say I look at Loki and where is he right now?
He's not even visible. He's over by one of the mushrooms going to the bathroom.
Fenrir, I think they're talking about you.
Pretty face, and I'll just go over and tilt my
Arcane?
head.
Okay.
Yeah, Arcane would kind of get up and walk over slowly, like showing her hands and say, um, "Hi, honey. My name is Arcane, and my friend here is Cassie, who is actually not a tiger to hurt you, and the other one's name is Finn, and he is not a wolf to hurt you. We found you with a bunch of not very nice pixies and satyrs, and after a bit of a scuffle with them, we wanted to try and help you, so we brought you back to our camp. I can't see you right now, but if you are comfortable enough, I would love to try and talk with you."
You see the sand stops flailing around, and you can see a little leg print of almost as if a small person is sitting cross-legged in the sand.
Arcane, maybe if you want to give them what Sandow made.
Yeah, Arcane would
A
kind
little
of hold up, but
trust.
she'd sit down, right, kind of not too close, but close enough to be able to hand it over, just kind of sit as well, and just offer this and say, "My big friend back there, his name's Sandow. He made this just for you, so you had something to wear, while he was keeping watch over you and you were sleeping. I don't know if this is something you would like or not." And she just kind of sit it close enough-ish without getting in their area too much and just sit back and wait for the pixie.
You see they're watching for a moment, or at least you think they are, because they don't respond.
Yeah, so we'll kind of just take a seat down as well, kind of in the sand, trying to look like she's not posing as much.
So I'm just gonna peek over
Right.
and glance and see if she's still there, so they're not just talking to thin air.
You still wouldn't be able to physically see them. Your ears. What does your blind sense come from? Blind sense fighting? Blind fighting?
Yeah, blind fighting.
So you're more listening to hear the shifting of the sand, which is really hard considering how small they are.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
Then I'll
yours
just
is
be
mostly
listening.
based on hearing, not a visual aid.
Got it. Thank you. Didn't know that.
Like, you could be completely blind, and you'd still know something with certainty is there.
Yeah, within 10 feet, I'll know if someone's there with my hearing. I get it. I gotcha. I just didn't know that's how that worked. Sorry, it's new.
Yeah, you're good. You're using your other senses to go. You're effectively Daredevil.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that's cool. Then yeah, I guess Arcane would just try and say, maybe just be honest with the pixie after saying that and say, while you were resting, my friend here, Finn, he heard some other pixies. He didn't see them really, but he heard him say the word traitor, and we were just awful worried that you weren't going to be safe on your own, and we're hoping that we could maybe help you a little bit. We are stuck on this island. We didn't come here on purpose, and we're looking for the Sapphire Sage so we can go ahead and fix our ship and be on our way, but we just couldn't leave you by yourself. It didn't look like you were in a safe place.
You see things are still being pretty quiet. The pixie just sitting and listening. After about a minute, you see the shirt suddenly just vanish. As Fenrir sees tiny handprints in the sand, having them having crawled over to look at it. And Christopher, they are
More
not
of a-
partners.
Arcane would have.
It's more of a dress than a shirt, for their size at least.
Well, it looks like nothing now as it's completely disappeared.
Yeah.
I didn't know I made
I
it.
think
She's
that.
still here, guys. She's just checking out the dress.
What?
is Sandow with us over here?
Yeah,
I
you
think I
got
probably
somewhere.
walked over. Yeah.
Y'all aren't too far away from camp. If he's there, if he's not there, he's only like 15 feet away.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just wondering if you saw her or not, because if you didn't, Arcane would tell him. She would have been like, "Oh, Sandow, honey, I think she likes the dress you made her."
Oh,
she would
good.
want him to know if he wasn't right there.
A character will be like, "Oh, I meant it to be a shirt, but."
Ben would probably look over where she was looking at the dress, and as she checks it out, and Sylvan, he would say, "What is your name?"
They remain quiet for the moment before they suddenly shoot off towards the forest.
Goodbye.
I think I scared her away, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, honey, I don't think you scared her away. I think she's just scared in general, and we're awfully bigger than she is. So maybe she just needs a little time. If she hears us, I'm sure that she'd probably be able to find us again if she wants to be around us or not. I don't want to keep scaring her anymore. So maybe we can just
Yeah, at this
continue
point,
on
it's
with
all
our way.
At least we
Cool.
helped her from not perishing in that area. That's all we could do.
Cassie, can you get a perception check?
Sure.
Cassie,
That's
you
right.
can see over near one of the plants y'all have been eating. Well, not the orb itself that y'all have been using as y'all sustenance during y'all's time here, but one of the petals. There's these little spikes that the tip of one suddenly breaks off and disappears.
One of the spikes of it.
Yeah.
Does it seem like the pixie might be using that as a weapon?
I mean, it turned invisible, so presumably, or they're not what they're doing with it. You have no idea.
Cassie will kind of just keep a watch and maybe just tell the group maybe we should head back.
And then you also notice some of the leaves from some of the plants are getting torn off as well.
She's not gonna view that as much of a threat as much as probably the pixie is just messing with the leaves and maybe making something for herself. Hopefully.
So what do you think, guys? Should we go to the ship, or should we just go on to where we're supposed to go? I'm saying that because I forgot where we're supposed to go.
Well, I
But
don't think.
We don't know where the sapphire sage actually is. That's the problem.
She'll just be kind of keeping an eye out where, like, she's seeing all these things moving while kind of, like, a little bit talking to the party, but not necessarily, like, turning in their direction to talk. Guess it will be like, I know, that they might be glad to hear about three of us, not being, dead from what happened on the ship. So it might be good to basically let them know, hey, we're alive.
they're in trouble themselves. So if we say, "Hey, we're alive," with wood and stuff, that might help. Is what I'm trying to get at. Something to help ease the burdens too, and not just add to
Yeah,
the load.
but at least letting them know about the threats and possible dangers of the island. And
And
also,
I guess kind sorry, go ahead.
and also maybe we could grab some food out the way there, but they're all still hungry. I'm
Yes.
presuming what happened to our supplies exactly on the ship after we went missing.
Well, we kind of went through them all. At
Maybe
least all the
collect some
food that we had.
Maybe collect some fruit on the way though. Bring it.
That's what I'm thinking. What were you saying though, Hurricane?
Oh yeah, sorry, I started coughing really bad. Out of character, did Sandow and Christopher like let them know, hey, we're just gonna go look and then come back? Because if that's what happened, I know Arcane would say we should probably definitely try and collect some food and maybe water and bring it to them so they know that they didn't lose two party members on top of party maybe assuming they lost three. Um, or that would be kind of her train of thought.
I think we said we were just going to go explore.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, sorry I'm not keeping my accent. My voice is much my fighting this cold still. But yeah, Arcane would definitely say, well, I think that Finn and Cassie have a good kind of idea. Maybe we should head over towards the ship, and on the way we can collect some hopefully some of this fruit, maybe some water, bring them at least what minimal supplies we can provide before we go look for the sapphire sage, and maybe let them know what we're doing so they don't worry or send out a search party and end up getting hurt.
Yeah, if you guys want to start heading over there, I'll take up the position in the back.
I'll go in the front
Oh.
because I know where it is.
And I'm gonna stand out. If you're all right with that, I'd like to walk right beside you, please.
All right, that sounds good.
I'll get behind
And
Hole with my bow out. Sorry.
you're okay. I was gonna say out of character. I really do think that Arcane now sees Sandow as like a smart little, very tall child to keep an eye on. So
I could see that.
Yeah, but while though he's pushing ahead, I'm watching the mushroom line and see if there's anything that is watching us.
Not that you
Yes.
notice.
Cassie's just keeping an eye generally in that direction and kind of going forward. You know what I mean? Like scanning that area, but like kind of like just kind of keeping an eye out. And she knows The pixie was at least messing with the thorn and some leaves. That's why she's kind of keeping an eye more so
If she wanted a
on
little
the
weapon, I
woodland.
have like a sewing needle. I think that'd be pretty much perfect.
Cassie, you also do notice hidden among the leaves, the pixie themselves has turned up again. And it looks
Cassie will
like they're
just
looking
stop
over
for
the
a moment.
cloth, trying to figure something out.
Cassie will just stop for a moment and just slowly walk over to them and just speak in Sylvan. Do you need any help? And then again in common, since she isn't sure that they're understanding either or yet.
As you approach, they
So
immediately dart back into the foliage to watch you from there, turning invisible again.
she'll kind of apologize with that respect for scaring them. She was just wondering if they needed help before getting back up to go follow the party.
So y'all are heading
But
out?
Yep.
she'll let the little pixie know that they helped, that if they want to follow them, they can. Invitation. She doesn't want to be alone, essentially.
Fair. Still no response from them yet, though.
Cassie's still just hanging in the back.
But you can definitely tell they're watching.
They're just being wary, is kind of just like, is what she was picking up from that.
Yeah.
Fenrir, can you look out for some more of that fruit on our way there?
Yep. I give a salute while I look for some fruit. Oh, I'm eating right now, guys.
He stole the
Fine,
fruit.
I
He's eating.
Sandow, can we count on you to carry said fruits that we find on the way?
Sure.
Christopher? If you want to at least go let maybe do the talking with the crew once we get to the ship. Please let them know what we kind of found.
Before we head off, let's take a quick 10-minute. We'll meet back at 10 on the dot. I got a quick problem I need to deal with. I'll be right back.
Okay.
We have returned as the party walks away from camp, leaving the tiny pixie behind. But they have also stopped to get fruit because they are hungrious and haven't eaten in a while. Fenrir is in the back carrying a large quantity of the small cannonball-like orbs they have been using for food and water.
Got the big man back here with me too. Can't do all the heavy lifting.
He's not a big man, he's a mage. He knows wizardly things.
Yes.
It's his weakest score.
It's fine, he's using his shirt. He essentially made a homemade bag of his shirt and tying it probably around his neck or something. The ends of it.
It's just holding like the ends of your shirt, like a sack.
But as y'all are moving, Fenrir, from time to time, you'll sense the fluttering of the pixie wings somewhere behind the party.
I won't say nothing.
Yeah, Cassie's just still in the back of the group right now. So.
Is there anything y'all would like to do along y'all's walk? No?
I think
I got
we're
my hands full. I can't
currently
seriously.
like grabbing fruit, but I think we got a good amount of fruit now to bring back to the people on the ship. given if essentially the boys essentially have their hands slash shirts full, depending on who who has decided to help carry all this.
I'm just like kind of humming.
And then you have Christopher in the background crying. And Christopher, you
Christopher.
feel something soft touch your cheek to wipe away the tear. Did anybody say anything to Christopher as he asked for quiet?
He'll kind of just blink at that statement.
He stops humming.
Do we all just stop at this moment? Like, what the heck?
I think Arcane would just keep walking. Because as far as I know, we know where we're going. If we're going to the bay and that's where the ship is, she probably has
Yeah.
what, maybe 4 of those fruits in her arms is about all she could carry. And it's just probably walking on in her own world in a way.
When Finn,
Oh. Christopher? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah, Finn would have kept walking because he already knows that the human has a tendency to talking to himself.
Christopher,
mean-
how about... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, talking to yourself is pretty helpful, especially if you're on those long, dusty trails where nobody's talking and you're all by yourself. You got about 100 miles to cover and haven't talked to anyone in weeks. It's very helpful then.
As
Christopher, how about you continue going ahead with the group?
as the way you start answering yourself, that's where we need to start worrying. You could talk to yourself as long as you want.
Yeah, so we'll kind of just be walking with our hands behind our back, just walking along the beach with the group.
Out of character, Chris, you haven't told us why you do that, right?
You know,
Told me. Yeah, we don't know. You told us after the game. Yeah, that's what it was.
But as the party continues on, things don't really change. It's all quiet. Nothing really to worry about. So you make your way hour after hour, heading towards your old campsite. Not the old campsite, where the ship crashed. You'll pass by in the vague area in which you remember the trident being pushed into the ground, Cassie, but you're not entirely sure where it was.
we'll ask for the trident back from Christopher to at least mark down the general area again. If I remember it.
It's handed over with ease.
Yeah, I'm just gonna again plop it down into the ground to make a note of that once more.
Fenrir, you can feel the flitting pixie suddenly surge forward and start looking around at the trident as Cassie spears it into the ground.
No, he wouldn't say anything. He'll just let her do her thing.
Well, the party continues to go. You can see they remain behind with the trident. But after about 10 minutes, they catch back up. But nothing else really of notice happens until y'all make it all the way back into the bay where y'all see an immediate problem. 5 large mushrooms have grown on the ship itself.
Oh, we got a mushroom ship. Nice.
Were those there before, guys?
How would we know?
Well, you guys were
Don't-
on the ship.
I don't think the ship had any mushrooms when we seen it last.
Yeah, when we were flung off of it last.
Guess you're
Maybe
gonna have
this-
to pluck those.
Or maybe it's payback for you eating the kin.
I would maybe not just pluck them right off. We could maybe check on everyone on the ship because remember we learned that these mushrooms kind of try and absorb things, and we saw them absorb everything that died over there with those satyrs. So we should probably be maybe just a little hesitant before we go too crazy messing with them. Maybe make sure everyone's okay first, because I don't think them growing is a good sign.
Well, yeah, check out on everyone first, but probably gonna come down to plucking those eventually.
Oh no, I agree. We'll have to get rid of them before we can get the ship out of here, I'm sure. I just would think that we should probably be a little cautious when we're dealing with them, because I think this is the first time we've seen them sprout up on something that wasn't kind of already here in the ground or already here on the island. So it might be just something to be a little worried about. And I got a character. I think Arcane's pretty concerned knowing that these are magical and that they kind of absorb things and they're necrotic in nature, I think is what we learned. So probably finds it kind of concerning if 5 big mushrooms popped up on their ship.
Party's heading back onto the ship itself.
Yep.
As
I
y'all
think we have
continue
to.
on, Sandow, there's something that's starting to concern you. Y'all gave the crew food, so they should be up and about. But as you get closer and closer to the ship, it is dead quiet.
Guys,
Only the silence answers.
Oh, I thought
Gonna-
we were talking.
Sandow's gonna pause for a second and then slowly start climbing up inside, try to find somebody.
So you rush ahead of the party?
I would have
At
gone
the-
with them.
At this
I-
point, yes.
I would have went with them though.
Is anybody remaining
Arcane
behind as
would-
Sandow is climbing the side of the ship?
Arcane would follow, and well, she'd put down the fruit first, of course, but she'd follow because Sandow has a tendency to rush into things.
Jeffrey would eventually follow them.
Can they get a perception check from Sandow and Fenrir Jello, the first two over the top of the side of the ship?
Okay. And that's at disadvantage because poisoned.
I'm on it today, guys. Yeah.
You had a long rest, your poison's gone.
Oh, I'm no longer poisoned? That's amazing. I
Doesn't
still got a
matter.
4.
Yeah, and I got a 3, so we'll fucking know.
So y'all looking around, the ship is empty. Just those massive the massive mushrooms growing out of the ship wood itself. You can see there are 3 that are coming from the main deck, and 2 look like they have broken out from below on one of the deeper decks.
Ugh. Machu's gonna go under and try to investigate the ones growing underneath.
I probably would have checked the quotas up top with my bow at the ready, just to be safe. Start making my way while he goes down. I'm gonna check. Was it the captain's quota or all quotas, whatever one didn't get beat up?
You see, it's hard to get into as where the wheel is at the back of the ship, and the rooms there are completely blocked off by mushrooms. Those mushrooms have grown in front of the door.
Can I do a little like not super loud, but not a little above a whisper, saying, "Is anyone in there?"
There's no response. Only the eerie quietness and the creaks of the party moving over the ship.
All right. Well, I won't leave Sandow by himself too long. I'll start working my way down with him. After that.
You all go down and don't see a single member of the crew. The ship is empty. And when you get down to the bottom floor, you see that it is completely overtaken with tiny mushrooms. The floor of it carpeted with larger ones starting to grow.
Is there any sign of a struggle or anything like that?
I mean, there's a struggle when the ship got destroyed, but nothing new as far as you can tell.
Nothing. And plus, I wasn't the one that left, so I wouldn't know what's new and what's.
The ship's all kinds of messed up.
All right. I'm following
I'm
Sandow's lead.
I'm gonna check the captain's quarters.
Wait, shit.
Like when Penrir went there, it is still
Yeah.
covered by the giant mushroom.
Okay.
Oh,
So there's a giant mushroom, like right in the entrance.
Yeah. It's close enough that none of the party members, not even Loki, would be able to squeeze through.
Okay.
More concerning, there's no sign of Neva. There's no sign of Wisp, Liam, or Slifer.
I'm going to search for any trace of them having left or being taken.
Roll
Awesome.
me an investigation.
I was hoping that was gonna be survival. Can I hop in on that though?
Are you trained in it?
I'm trained in survival, yeah. Oh,
no,
you
this
mean
is
investigation? Alright, yeah, no.
Sandow, as you're looking around trying to understand, you're noticing most of what happened on this ship seems to be covered in mushroom. Anywhere you'd look, you're like, okay, maybe they did this, grabbed this, and there's just mushroom. The only thing of note that you do find is Wisp's wand. It looks like it was dropped and has rolled in against one of the walls. You almost miss it.
Okay, he's gonna pick this up. And he's going to look outside onto the sand and see if it looks like anyone was dragged out or anything.
Not as far as you can tell.
He's going to take a look at one of the mushrooms and he's going to make a wild guess that someone was turned into a mushroom.
Fair.
It's like, He's going to just kind of like try knocking on it, listening into it, trying to do anything he can.
As you knock on it, you do notice that these mushrooms feel harder than the other mushrooms you have dealt with. Almost as if they have a carapace. As you knock against it, it sounds like the squishy insides of the mushroom are still there, but the outside is hard.
Okay.
Arcane, you're up here as well by this point. Do you have anything to add?
Oh, sorry, I was just catching Christopher up. She would probably be doing about the same thing they're doing, try and see if she sees any sign of kind of where they might have gone if no one's there, or if she can. I still think she leads to the idea that these mushrooms like absorb the dead. So I think her concern would be, is that what happened here? Like, is that why they're these big mushrooms? Because they ate the crew? Because that's kind of all she's learned a bit about them.
Fair. So what will the crew do?
Okay, we just got back. Don't know exactly what happened in between the boys looking on the ship and
They're just been looking on the ship.
So no signs of the crew then?
Only thing they have
No.
managed to find is Wisp's wand, which was abandoned in the corner. Well, not even against the wall, against a wall, not in a corner.
Does it look like there are any newer defensive struggles?
You wouldn't even be able to tell, as you don't know what the ship looked like after the attack that you fell off the boat in.
Okay.
And no, Christopher, you do not see any other footprint.
Cassie will also kind of just take a look around the ship as well, seeing if she can find anything that anyone else had missed.
You don't see anything of note. Arcane, it is completely blocking those doors.
And I go to where you steer the boat at and just start saying, yelling, guys, you hear?
That's where the massive.
Oh, that's where the
Mushrooms are.
mushrooms coming out have come out? Okay, I thought it was just in the rooms. Alright.
Nope.
I'll still start calling around from the top of the deck where we crawled in and say, hey guys, are you anywhere around here? While they're looking around with my bow out.
Only silence. No sign of a struggle, no sign of the crew. You know for certain Wisp has been disarmed.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll start making a mini camp. I don't see what Finn could add to this. I'll start making a mini camp at the base for Chris's.
These mushrooms seem exactly like the normal ones we've seen in the forest, like same mushroom and everything like that. Nothing appears different about them.
Does Sando share his what he thinks or what he's discovered?
Yeah. The outside of these mushrooms are hard like a shell. Everything else seems the same, but I'm thinking wild guess. Either crew is these, has became these. That's a possibility, so I'm hesitant on breaking these.
I guess Arcane would say, excuse me, Arcane would say, well, I suppose we can do one of two options. I could try and do my ritual again to detect magic to see if I notice anything different than the other mushrooms we found, or someone who's exceptionally good with some type of knife could try and very gently cut like a little hole in one to see if it is just a solid mushroom or if it is somehow like a trap or a kind of prison of some kind on one of the big ones.
No.
Whatever y'all want to do.
Bad idea.
Yeah, I'll kind of look
Excuse
to
me?
see where the noise is coming
What's that?
from.
Yeah, that's
As
why
y'all
Arcane-
look
excuse
over
me?
and see the shine of the pixie y'all had saved before, who is in front of one of the mushrooms. And is waving their hands frantically, having come back into visibility again.
Why shouldn't we cut the mushroom?
Because it hasn't eaten your friends completely yet. It's trying. It's eating on the magical energies, but it's not done yet. It's why it's trapping them in with the shell.
Oh, is there any way we can get them out?
I'm not really sure. If anybody knows, it's Aranthor.
Aranthor?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Sapphire Sage?
Mm-hmm.
Do
Do
you know
you know
where to
where they're
find
at?
this page?
Yeah, he's at the center. He's at the heart.
Would you be? I don't know how much time our friends have, and we would very much like to get them out of there before those mushrooms eat them. And if we're not supposed to cut them out, would you be ever so kind as to help us find the Sapphire Sage at the heart so we could ask them how to help us get our friends back? It is pretty important to us.
Yeah, he was sending me to find you anyway.
Is that why you were attacked?
Mm-hmm.
So would you be able to guide us to him, hopefully on a less treacherous path for you and all of
I should
us?
be able to avoid the unseelie. It shouldn't be too bad.
Okay. Thank you.
And could I just ask, honey, are you okay to tell us your name? It feels so rude that we don't know it, and we don't want to be rude to you.
Oh,
Or at least like a nickname.
my name's Thistle.
So, oh,
Yes.
well, it's very nice to meet you.
Y'all can see they are wearing some of the cloth given to them by Sandow, but they have taken most of the cloth to repair their old clothes and mostly use it as patches.
Well, that's cool too, I guess.
As their normal clothes fit them considerably better. As you can see,
probably
they are
look at-
wearing a pretty simple shirt that has the back almost completely removed to allow space for their wings. There's a couple pouches on their belt, and they've used most of the cloth to repair their pants. And they don't have shoes.
Oh, character, that's very good that you repaired her pants.
Arcane would just say, Sandow, you did such a good job making that for her so she could use it to get herself nice and comfortable again. Well, Thistle, if you're okay to lead us to the Sapphire Sage, it would be just greatly appreciated because we really would very much like to help our friends. And we do appreciate him sending you to find us and you being willing to take what sounds like it was a pretty treacherous journey for you.
Mm-hmm. The unseelie are really mean. They attack whenever they want, and yeah.
Are those the ones who were eating the other things they summoned, or are those just one-offs?
No, that's them.
Yeah, no, those were very much not nice, and unfortunately we had a disagreement with them, which is okay.
I was kind of hoping the mushrooms wouldn't be able to grow anymore.
It sounds like that would be very nice for them to stop growing because they do seem to eat a lot of things, and that doesn't seem very helpful for anyone involved.
Thor said they ate everybody that lived here. There were a lot of strong
My
people, and now they're all mushrooms.
How strong?
Well, they birthed the world. What do y'all call them? Creators? I think?
Would anybody like to roll a history check to figure out what the hell they're talking about?
Oh boy.
I was down by Chris at, so I don't even hear this going on.
I'm down for history.
Sandow, you're the
Nice,
only one that
Sandow.
knows this because what they're referring to is the creator races, the precursors to all of the modern races, the ones who are closer to gods, the first races. Long before the elves, long before the humans, all of them. They predate all of them.
I can ace them all.
They predate the ASMR too.
Oh wow. So
Do they
those
predate the
are-
giants?
Yes, by a lot.
Dang.
Damn.
Actually,
You're telling me the
the
creators?
giants might have been around because I think it was giants, dragons, and the creators. If I remember the history
Yeah.
right. But they were all made in the early eras.
This was the island of the creator races?
It was one of their kingdoms, I think.
How did it turn out like this?
The mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. But in the first place, how would that have started?
I don't know. That's a question for our Empor.
I think
I'll
what
save
we
that question for him.
I think what we need to focus on is getting to that person and getting our friends out of this mushroom situation. So we're just wasting time at the moment.
You see the pixie looks over at a Christopher.
Well, there used to be.
Oh,
But it's been a long time, and there's no bringing them back.
I think we go talk to this guy now and abandon this conversation.
I just read what it was.
Cassie's just gonna climb her way down off the ship. Kind of just wait for the
Oh.
others.
Not really. The people aren't really there anymore. The magical energy's got all shutty-did. It would kind of be like eating... I don't know what it'd be like. But it'd be a really bad thing to eat them. Because then the mushrooms are
Oh.
going to start growing in you, and then it's going to try to turn you into a mushroom.
Everyone's head
Oh.
just slowly turns to Sando.
Well, if that's the case, then I'll just see who wins. My
You
body
won.
or the mushrooms?
With the protein, man.
And Sandow, honey, maybe we could also ask the Sapphire Sage who we're going to see if there's a way to kind of help you win. How about that? We'll phrase it that way. Maybe just everyone needs help every now and again, and that's okay. So when we get to the Sapphire Sage, we will make sure that is on our question list, just to make sure you feel the best you can feel, right?
I did hear that one satyr guy say that I consumed the evils of the world. So what I'm concerned about is becoming evil myself, and I don't
Not
know.
the-
Maybe.
Not the fact that you were just eating another human or a person.
Well,
That's
I'm
the
trying to
evil.
ignore that right now. I'm trying to tune that out. I know it's a
And
little bit different
that's
than that,
okay.
but I'm just.
I think that, yeah, like Christopher said, when he eats fish, he doesn't become a fish. So you should hopefully be all right. And we could ask the Sapphire Sage, who sounds like they know just a whole lot of things. And so I wouldn't worry yourself about it right now, because you can't borrow too much trouble. You'll go into a lot of debt that way. So I think Cassie's got the right idea, and why don't we go on ahead and follow our friend Thistle over to the sage, and hopefully kind of get some answers for our friends here and some answers for Sandow.
All right, let's get going. I'll let you guys know if I feel evil or not.
Don't worry.
Did you eat one of the mushrooms?
I cooked it first.
They
And not the
fly
whole thing.
over and press a hand to your stomach before pressing their ear to it.
Sandow flexes a little bit instinctively because someone set up a chicken stomach.
Everyone, they do something with their hand as you see a little magic leave their fingers and enter Sandow's stomach, and then he rumbles. Like his stomach is super hungry.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Grab
As
some of the
Sandow,
fruit.
you feel a great gnawing hunger in your stomach.
How about we give
Mm.
him some of the fruit? Sandow, it's fruit time, and she'll just toss the fruit over to you.
He catches it and then kind of starts thinking, if I eat this is just going to feed the mushroom, right?
Mm-hmm. The after effect and the way it keeps people on the island.
Then I will digest the mushroom. I'll use the mushroom to keep myself fed, and then I toss the fruit back.
catch it and put it back on the floor for now.
Sandow, honey, just to be sure, you're not planning to eat any more mushrooms, though, right?
No, I think this is just gonna be the one.
Okay. The one you already ate, you're not going to have any
Yes.
more since you had. Okay. I just wanted to
Nope.
make sure that we don't get ourselves in more trouble here.
I've
think after
always
this
called
one,
them the Nameless.
You hear them respond to Christopher.
Oh, we're all eating people. God damn it.
So just to make sure, the fruit is just fruit, right? These aren't people also?
No, they're the embodiment of potential that those that were lost could have been.
Oh, this is a very strange island.
And that's why people get so addicted to it.
Okay. So we need to be careful on what fruit we eat. We definitely need to remember to not eat any mushrooms, she says as she kind of just stares at Sandow. And it sounds like we need to hurry on over to your friend in hopes to help us get through and figure out this bit of a pickle we found ourselves in.
What's a pickle?
Oh, well, it typically is a type of vegetable that you put in salty water until it changes a little bit, kind of ferments, and it becomes a pickle. It's also just a saying I picked up.
So if you throw them in the sea, they turn into pickles?
No, they would have to be
Yes.
kept in there for a long time, but eventually you would kind of turn into a pickle, but um,
You
you
see
wouldn't
they
just
take
want to eat something out of the sea.
they take a carrot out of their bag and throw it into the water.
Well, you would need to keep the carrot with you. It takes a while to turn into a pickle, but they are quite delicious when they're done.
Okay, out of character, when did this evolve into pickle talk? I was just my headset decided to disconnect itself from reality.
What do you mean normal?
Um, well, we've just been eating that we've only found fruit and the big mushrooms on the island so far. We haven't found any other types of food that we could eat. And so I think that's what our friend Christopher means by normal is something that isn't the fruit that has other people's potential or mushrooms that used to be other beings in them.
Oh, I have some, but not enough to feed somebody big like you.
But that's okay. You don't even have to worry about that. I'm sure we'll figure something out soon.
But I do think we should probably make our way.
Yes, I agree with
Yes.
Cassie. Is it all right to get kind of heading out over there now?
Mm-hmm. I should probably go check back in on that lady anyway.
On what lady?
And they have flown off the side of the boat and are flittering toward the edge of the bay.
Cassie will go and follow.
Kane would rush after and try and make sure she keeps up.
Cassie will just use climbing speed to get the fuck down.
Stand out anything from you or Fenrir?
Just trying to wrap
Sandow
my...
is.
Good.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Sandow's just getting off the boat. Has tucked in the wand into his kind of belt robe, and is just kind of following him.
Christopher's in the background going, "What lady?"
What do you mean, lady?
And then Fenrir is just doing a Fenrir thing.
Loki's attempting to be a hat.
Yeah, I'll just follow the group if they're going to chase him down. So
Come on, come on.
They shout back at you.
Yeah, Cassier is probably already down there. I think she's probably the fastest of the group in terms of that. She's using her feline agility.
Arcane's definitely trying to keep up and would probably yell over her shoulder back at Christopher. I don't know, honey. That's what we're trying to figure out as well.
Maybe they found the cat too. They were worried about him.
Wait,
They were worried
did-
about a
you
lot
found
of
it? You
things.
saw a cat?
Did this lady look like a dragon?
A little bit.
That's the captain.
oh, the first mate,
I don't
wasn't
know.
she? No, she was a snake look. No, she was a
Yeah.
dragon.
So her mate is very snake-like, as she's a Yonti.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But y'all don't know where Slifer is either, so.
But Slifer was on the ship. I'm thinking that it was the captain, the half dragon.
So as the party is catching up to this pixie who's flitting around, almost once they get a little bit further away, instead of looking like a person, they start looking like a moving ball of light. But once you catch back up to them, you can still see them properly, as they're taking you back along the beach around to get up to the forest.
Y'all do anything as y'all are walking? Anything to say to them? Any questions?
Now that they're closer to you again.
Do you see anyone else here? A man that kept screaming about white hot blood or anything like that?
No. But I was trying to find you a lot.
Okay.
How tall are you?
About 8 hands.
Hands. He looks at his
Okay.
own hand.
I
That's
think
really-
we should talk
hmm.
about her own hands.
Yeah.
That makes more sense, yeah.
You see, out of character, we're asking the important questions here, okay? Okay,
And I
have
also
you...
don't think.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I also don't think Arcane would be ask any questions because I think we've just learned a lot. Probably figuring out where the cat is and either the captain, right? I believe is who we think, and so hopefully she's probably just hoping we find them and that Sandow doesn't keel over and die, and that is also probably worried about Christopher's mental health. At the amount he mumbles to himself, but isn't saying anything because she lived on her own for a very long time, so she kind of gets it.
Cecil, have you seen, like, a blonde man around with very pointy ears?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you think you're... the person you're leading us to might have an idea? I'm guessing they know a lot more about the island.
If he's here, Arenthor will definitely know. He knows everything.
Okay.
I mean, he knew we were here and we... Man, so, or the person yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you take us over to him or to the lady in question?
That's where we're
Oh.
going.
Okay. Thank you.
On
What's Fender saying? I can hear you in the background.
I was gonna say I thought we were going to figure out this lizard person, and then that would be the next step, but the dragon lady looking thing. I thought that's where we were going. Sorry.
No, they're bringing you to Randbar.
Gotcha.
And
Another
oh, go ahead.
character, is it? I was gonna say, just out of character, is it like a bit of a long walk or trek
Oh,
to
yeah.
where we're going? Like, do we have? Okay, I think Arcane would definitely eventually ask Thistle. She'd say, I did have just one question for you, if that's okay to ask, and you don't have to answer. But when we were on watch, one of us heard what we believe were more pixies, if that's okay to say, mentioning that you might be a traitor, and they seem to be watching us as well. Is that something that you're worried about, or we should be worried about?
Roll me insight.
Oh, okay.
You could have assistance if you want it.
Am I the traitor?
No, there wouldn't be assistance on this one. But
Oh, okay.
Arcane, you can see they look a little shifty eyes. They scratch their chin. No, it should be fine. No traitors here. And they take off.
Arcane would probably just maybe, I'm assuming she's most likely by Cassie, and would probably just kind of maybe mention to Cassie, I don't think she was being really honest with us, but I also don't think that those other pixies were good pixies, but maybe we should just kind of keep an eye out for why she ran away from that question.
Probably. I'll keep an eye out.
But they eventually start leading y'all into the forest.
Oh, right. You need some cloth. Do y'all have some cloth?
We're gonna look at Sando.
He's gonna grab his robe. Like this?
Yeah. We need to blindfold you.
Oh, okay. I could cast blindness on myself if that'll help.
No. The magic's gonna get eaten away. It's usually best to have something to cover your eyes with.
Okay.
Why do we need to be blindfolded?
Because the magic of the island will lead you askew.
But won't we be following you the whole time?
Mm-hmm. But the island's magical, and it will make you think you're following me, but go in other directions.
Oh, goodness.
Can I insight?
Yep.
Can I insight that?
Is that what happened with the whole fog?
And that's what the fog is.
Fender, they seem pretty legit to you. You don't see
All
any tells. And based on what you saw earlier, they're pretty serious tells.
Okay, so yeah, I'll start taking a piece of my clothing and rip it and put it over my eyes.
The rope wouldn't work. It's magic. You would tie it around something else.
Okay.
And
Arcane would. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I pick up Finn by the back of his neck, so I know where he's at when I'm
I mean,
blindfolded.
Loki.
I mean, yeah, Loki. Sorry.
Loki just crawls in your bag and goes, I'm in here.
Oh, a heavy boy. I told you can't be in no too much. Okay.
He hands you some jerky from your bag.
Thank you, boy. And that's
He's bribing you with your own food.
Would the silk rope work at all for this?
Not really.
Oh. Oh, would at least tying the common clothes, other than Taravia's armor, like, to her face help with the situation?
Are you not wearing your clothes?
Oh, she's wearing her clothes. I was just trying to see.
Amanda Joeing it. All right, she's just one
No,
armor.
I'm
All right.
trying. I'm trying to think of a way. I mean, I could try the leather armor that I have, other than the chain shirt.
Sandow just blew his sleeve off, so he has enough cloth for everybody.
Alright, I'll take one piece of the cloth from the Santa. I don't think you need to cut apart your dress, Arcane. I think Sando,
I got it covered, and if you need more, I could bust the other sleeve.
I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, at least.
You don't have to keep. Sorry.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
I'll kind of just tie the cloth around my eyes into like a blindfold.
Yeah, Arcane would do the same and probably just tell Sando, Sando, honey, underneath my chainmail, I do have like a long kind of skirt type setup. So if we ever need some extra fabric, I do have plenty to spare. You don't have to keep ripping your shirt unless that makes you happy.
That just happens with every piece of clothing I've ever worn.
Yeah.
And it makes him happy.
Okay. I do know how to sew a bit, so I'm gonna have to re-practice my sewing skills because I think we need to make you a whole lot more clothes you can carry on with you. Because last time I think you ended up without a lot on, so might not be bad to have some backups.
Sandow
Future.
pulls out from his little bag like several things of string and a bunch of sewing needles. I always have these on me, so it's always good.
That is, and yeah,
Sandow's future name is going to be
Arcane.
Sandow, the sausage fighter.
What?
But once y'all get blindfolded, you'll find it's a lot easier to follow Thistle's voice. You're able to lock on that and not hear everything that's moving around in the forest. You're able to solely focus on their voice. Do y'all wish to follow Thistle, or do y'all wish to abandon Thistle?
Well,
Because they could be leading you into trouble.
do we hear anything else?
No.
Or so other than Thistle?
It's all quiet, and as you're following Thistle, you realize I'm not walking into trees either, despite the fact I'm blindfolded.
No, Cassie will continue to follow, just keeping her ears up, trying to take in sounds. So I'm guessing
what-
like Thistle's talking so we could kind of hear where she's going.
Yep, they're singing.
With blind fighting, I'm pretty sure I could hear her perfectly, but would I be able to hear around us too, just to make sure?
You hear nothing.
Nothing at all. Alright. Blind sight.
All of your senses are now gone for the most part.
Oh, even hearing? Damn.
Yeah, all you can hear is Thistle.
Okay.
As they lead you deeper and deeper into the forest. Any commentary from the party as y'all walk, as the hours begin to eke past, as you walk in complete darkness?
I think Arcane would just every now and again kind of almost do like a roll call just to make sure, because we're just hearing Thistle, but probably unless we're all holding hands, she would probably just want to check to make sure everyone's still there.
When you speak to each other, your voices are distant, almost as if you're shouting across a large gorge.
I think she's just in that mindset now that they've gone this far. So, it would be just keep going and hope for the best for her.
The hours feel like they stretch into days as you walk and walk and walk. Thistle constantly talking, jabbering about the things that they see.
This'll have you ever seen anywhere off the island? I'm assuming you haven't. The open seas,
Not on
different
this
land.
world, no.
On this world. Are you content with what you do here?
No, not really. It's kind of infuriating how little is around here.
And no arcane, you don't need any of it.
I'll go talk to our captain, but I was thinking it might be useful to have somebody like yourself around if you want to go see the world with us and the rest of the crew.
It'd be nice to see the world. I've just been stuck on this island since I got here from the wilds. It's been a while since I've seen a city or, a proper bed. I miss my
Oh.
leaf blankets. They were so soft.
Leaf blankets,
Yes.
is that from your home? Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, it was just going to be an out of character kind of thought that it does seem somewhat concerning that we feel like it's been days, but no one needs to rest or eat or do anything else. And so, but does that concern anyone else, or is that just like a going along with it thing?
Stacy?
I mean, that's up to y'all whether it concerns you or not.
I also asked the question though, but if that was what her home was like, the leaves and whatnot, soft leaves, bed.
We'll deal with that in a second. Anybody working with arcane? Being concerned?
About not being needing to eat, yeah. I mean that is consoling.
Okay.
But I mean, if the whole group's not freaking out about it, he'll probably not freak out about it.
And I was just like, I will digest this mushroom. Fuck you.
I think Kathy's more concerned about finding a way to help out the rest of the group on the ship.
Fair.
But, I inform you, yeah. We made whatever we could out of whatever we had.
Must have been a nicer place than where you're stuck at now.
Yeah, it's a lot different than the wilds here. It's a lot of similar stuff, but it's still not the same. It's just mushrooms here. And you really get tired of mushrooms after a while.
I could see that. So, why did you think I was a tiger when you first saw me?
Guess you got a
Sorry
tiger
for-
face? It's all stripy
you
and cat.
Ah. My fur pattern. Got it. And you thought Fenrir was a wolf because of his features.
Yeah, and he smells like one.
Take that as a compliment.
You'll suddenly hear another voice.
Hey, it's about time you bloody showed up. Been sitting here all on my own for too damn long.
Do I recognize that voice?
Y'all do recognize the voice.
Jen?
The captain.
What? Hot sailor? That's why I would immediately say Jen with like a question mark.
And a giant ass dragon? Is that really?
Oh
supposed
yeah,
to be?
you'll see there is a massive dragon curled up at the foot of a statue.
Sandow hasn't taken off his blindfold yet.
Well, we'll ask Thistle when it's okay to take off the blindfold.
Yeah, I was out of character. I just seen a big ass dragon, so I was like, what the fuck?
I would also say, in character, as soon as Arcane heard that voice, I think that by now, with how weird she is, she would have taken the blindfold off at that point.
Yep.
Without waiting for Thistle.
Feel free to put yourself on the map.
Okay. Guessing we're about like probably like here if we're able to hear him.
You're up here at this point, right at the edge of the water.
Okay. Did he respond to us saying his name? Or is he just
He hasn't yet. I'm waiting for everybody to get on the map.
okay?
Oh, I don't have Loki's thing.
He's in your bag.
Yeah, I was just trying to drop him on the map, but I don't have control because it's Cece's guy. Not mine.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Boop.
Oh, boy. Thank you.
It's been too long. I'm glad y'all made it off the boat. But it's not his voice.
The ship's not looking too good, by the way, Cap.
Y'all speak out to the captain as you can see her standing in the water near the dragon, but they don't turn. They don't move. They don't respond.
And has the captain been like this for a while?
Yeah, unfortunately she had some kind of duel with the dragon, and it didn't go too well for her.
Who won?
He just gives you a stare.
I think
He doesn't-
Are we gonna have to be concerned with the dragon, or?
Wait, there's a dragon here? File takes off his blindfold.
I think we were ready. At least the rest of us.
I
would
mean,
have
I
been
would
ready
have
to
think,
go for
yeah.
playing
As
with
soon
the
as she
full
said freaking he had a duel with the dragon, I would have thought most of the people would have took the dragon off.
buff. Is Thistle still around us then?
Yeah, they're floating about. They're just a little light.
But
Arcane
Thistle, I
would
have it down as
probably-
Thistle.
I'm just assuming it sounds like
Arcane-
the plant. Go ahead, sorry.
I just look at Jen and say, honey, they had people on the boat, and the boat has the mushrooms are trying to digest them currently. So we were told by our friend Thistle here that we could speak with the Sapphire Sage, and they would be able to help us figure out how to get the rest of the crew back. And have you checked on the captain, or just kind of left her standing there?
She can't really move or anything, so I've just been waiting for you lot to show up.
Did you by chance come by our camp at all, or have you just been out and about?
Yeah, did you find what I left?
You're the one who left us the weapons, huh?
Yeah, the captain had them.
Oh. Well, that was very kind of both of you to bring those to us. I mean, maybe could have stopped by and let us know, but I do appreciate that you left those. I'm glad we found you as well.
There's a shrug. It was a weird experience. But you're gonna need them.
Yeah, it's been weird
Why
for
are
us
we
too.
going to need them?
He gestures towards the large blue dragon who has turned his head to look at the lot of y'all.
Oh, Thistle dear, is this the Sapphire Sage we're supposed to speak with, or is this just a dragon that happens to be here as well?
That's Aranthor.
Oh, well, is it okay to speak with Ranthor? Even though that didn't go well with the captain, are we able to speak with them?
They nod before Thistle flies off to the side to sit on top of one of the mushrooms.
Arcane's gonna try and walk up and talk to that dragon.
You gonna
I was
enter
gonna-
the water?
She's gonna go
I like here.
over here. Is it possible to stand on these lily pads?
Probably not. They look big, but you're considerably heavier than what can usually
Alright,
stand on a lily pad.
If
I was
it's
talking about-
okay,
oh.
could she... But
I was gonna say I would start making my way over to the captain to check on her while you talk to the dragon.
is it okay if she maybe, I guess, just walks over to this section here to try and get close enough without, like she doesn't want to jump in the water and get in the dragon's face, but just kind of...
The water looks
Yeah,
relatively
then-
shallow, by the way. Won't go up past your knees.
Yeah, but Captain just seems. Last time we were in the water, I feel like things didn't like us. You know what I mean? So I think she just was a little hesitant after what happened when they got thrown from the ship. So I mean, she'd even just like pop right over here and just enough to where hopefully that they could hear and try and start a conversation.
Sandow, you feel the water has a chill to it, but it's relatively nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Can't. I mean, if I'm going to the captain, I have to step into the water. So yeah, I'll go now. And I'll step in there and start working my way and put my hand on her shoulder to see if I can
You
shake her out of it.
feel as if energy is surging through you as you walk through the water. You feel like you've stepped on a live wire, but not enough to stop you, but just every nerve in your body has been tingled.
A little tingly, guys, as I put my hand on Captain's shoulder. And you said she's just standing there like a like a statue, or
Yep, she doesn't move.
I'll start trying to bring her back to the land.
She doesn't move.
Oh, not even with me pulling on her.
Nope.
Fuck.
Is the
And I-
cat moving at all?
Nope. And now that y'all can see him better from this side, you see the captain has her blade drawn, and while it is low, both of them look like they are in readied stances.
Now this is gonna come down to talking, so I look over to the human vault and say, if you want to get in on this. Oh, he said he's gone. That's why he's not talking. Okay. Come on.
Sandow, what are you doing back there?
Sandow's trying to remember the traditional draconic greetings he knows of. It's just no, not that one. Which one do I say right now? And then he's gonna introduce himself in draconic. Greetings, Sapphire Sage. It is I, the great wizard Sandow. I don't believe my friends speak Draconic.
I do.
He was like, oh.
I don't say that.
Yeah.
You know, I know what you're
Oh.
saying as a character.
Yeah.
You could, I do.
We've come to seek your guidance, but you also know everything, so you know that too. So you also know what we want.
Greetings, Sandow. It has been too long since your last visit.
This is my last visit?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. He doesn't remember that at all, but he's still apologizing. I'll try to be better about visiting more often.
While I know much, I am not all-seeing. What is it that you have come to do?
Well, couple-fold question. First of all, we need some wood to repair our ship. Second of all, everyone's been turned to mushrooms. We don't like that. We want to undo that.
That should have been
So-
first of all.
Yes, that. Well, we first came here about the wood, and then the mushroom stuff happened, and I'm like, geez. I also ate one, which isn't good, but I'm dealing with that right now. So, if you know anything that could help us out, that would be super sick.
He watches you for a moment before turning to the others. Arcane. Is this too what you seek?
Well, yes, honey, we would like to help our friend Sandow with having eaten the mushroom, and we very much would like to help repair our ship and save our friends that are on the ship. They are currently being consumed by the mushrooms. So those were kind of our big priorities right now, is to help those that we can help.
And you, Cassie, do you agree that this is your priority?
Yes.
And you, Henry, do you also agree?
Yeah. If it gets me and my family off this, and as he says, family looks to Loki and Cassian off this island, yes.
Then that is something I can assist with. However, my assistance is only for those that are worthy. Tell me, are you worthy?
I'm just gonna put my hand on the hilt of wood. Yes. We all.
Arcane would say, yes, I believe that we are worthy of helping our friends and those we care for. We came here on accident, but it doesn't change the fact that we still care for one another and want to help each other.
Anything from Sandow or Cassie?
I know we are worthy of this.
Confidence is good. But with confidence must come competence. Prove yourselves. As this massive worm starts to stand, starting to uncoil himself from the deep water, as this dragon's probably at his full length, 100 or so feet, maybe longer. This is a massive creature, bigger than any dragon you've ever seen or heard of. As he stretches his large wings. You hear Jin in the back. About damn time, let's get to it! As he rushes forward, his blade already drawn. And this dragon lets out a massive roar. that shakes the very ground from under you. As in most cases, that's the start of initiative. But with where we are on time, I think for today, that is going to be where we leave it. So good job, you guys. That was a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing how you handle against the Sapphire Sage. And for those that are listening, I hope you come back next week to see if the party dies or not. Y'all have a wonderful night. Peace.